Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of On the Painting Table, where you see what I've been working on this week. Since last we talked, I have crunched out a couple more models for my Ariadna paint bets. I'll be honest, this is the last On the Painting Table you're going to see before September ends. I don't think it's getting done. I've painted so much stuff that wasn't that between now and when I foolishly said that on camera. And then I also got another box of Ariadna miniatures. So like the whole point was that I finished all the unpainted Ariadna stuff I have, and I just keep acquiring more of it somehow. I got another Foxtrot, Ermendinos, and the new box of, USAriadna Grunt Specialists. Now, what's nice about that is, and here's what I might do as a compromise, all right? So hear me out, Internet, this is my compromise. If I can just get this stuff done to play a USAriadna army. Now, it's not going to be a great army, but I'm pretty sure I have enough USAriadna miniatures now that I can put a 300-point army together that won't just get Rochambeau'd on the table. Then I will compromise and just try and get that painted before next time I film Infinity. And the next Infinity game I film will be USAriadna versus somebody. But yeah, no, this week has been a lot of getting stuff done, a lot of project work. So let's take a look at what's on the painting table and what got done. So here is the current sort of stuff that got finished from the last week. This is the reason I've been sort of behind on my Ariadna painting project this week. This is all of the production stuff from Roadkill. Sorry, minus these scrap markers that I made myself from Epoxy Sculpt and Scrap. This is production stuff from Roadkill. So, with Miles' Kickstarter going really, really well. I don't know if you've kept track of it at all if you're watching this, but you can usually find a link to Roadkill videos in my playlist section. You can see the Kickstarter. It's winding down in about 3 weeks, probably less than that now, probably when you actually see this video on Tuesday. But there's a ton of time left, basically, and it's been doing super duper well. But he sent me some production samples to actually give the game a go on my own. And as he will always basically say yes whenever I say, hey, you want to try a new game? Jason, who did all the Fallout stuff with me for Nickel City, painted some cars, I painted some cars, and we recorded a couple of games. So you're going to see those. One is going to be out today. And then the other one you'll see in the near future, I think in 2 weeks as the Kickstarter winds down. You can see these guys on the table. So we've got my 3 cars here. This is the Steelback Smokies. That's Mac right there. That's Ramathorn, and that's Rabbit. And then these bandits, we've got Matrix, Fireball, and Blue Streak, these 3 cars. We got some barriers, because these generate when you're on the Steelback, some turrets, some scrap markers I made myself, and then some more barriers, which are the little on-the-road barriers. A little, like, flaggy thing. I'm not really sure what that's for. It's got an in-game effect I'm not really sure of. But we played the game yesterday, played a whole bunch of games with it, but I needed to get done toot sweet because I wanted to get the games filmed and out to you guys before his Kickstarter ended so you guys could see the actual production samples and he'd have some stuff to show people. He's super excited about the games coming out, and we had a lot of fun playing them. So yeah, check that stuff out in the future. Now, I did get some Ariadna stuff painted, as promised. I painted Isabel, Dr. Fireaxe, the 112, and my Tank Hunter autocannon. So that all got finished, and that put some more specialist options and a nice Lifeblood sort of AD/Doorknocker option into my army here with the Tank Hunter autocannon. And I acquired a bunch more miniatures and built them too. So you've seen this stuff already, just airbrushed with some base coats, my USAriadna guys. But right here we've got another Foxtrot and a box. I just finished priming them, and I've actually just put a thin undercoat black on them to fill in all the cracks and parts that are missed on my prime job, and that's just drying. I'll put some primer or some airbrushing on them shortly. But there's the rest of the USAriadna stuff. So this stuff, if I get it finished, I'll have enough to play 300 points. I actually have a second hard case, which I'm going to convert. I have an arm left over and a head left over from a Spec Ops guy, so I think my other hard case is going to have a rifle and a hooded head, and that way I can tell them apart. I'll have 2 different ones. I don't like having the exact same model twice in an army, unless it's super generic, and that guy's got so much character, I don't think I would want to have him exactly the same twice. But if I can get him built, I can drop Van Zandt, because I don't actually see a spot for Van Zandt in the army right now, and that's going to give me 300 playable points. I don't know how great it's going to be, but 300 playable USAriadna points. I can start actually filming some games with them, because people have been very excited about it. And then I got some Ermendinos, because they're just really awesome chain rifle / loot dudes who are also engineers for almost no points with decharges. And I finished my Frostgrave Objective Monsters, so you saw them last week. I got my Genie done. He's an awesome old Eldorado miniature. If you haven't seen him before, he's basically just completely on fire, and then the bits of him that are Genie are like stones floating in the fire, so it's like a bunch of stones become animate. and it's like a living flame. So he's just an awesome miniature. I'm super excited to use him as my genie. And a giant worm. This is, I think, a razor worm from Hordes. It's a Scorn mini, but it was like a perfect like frost worm. Had all kinds of arcane bits on it and painted up real nice. We played a few games with that already, me and Owen. We've played both the Worm Hunts and the Genie to Bottle mission, and that was a lot of fun. So there's my compromise. So not pictured here are Dog Force 1. I'm not going to try and get them finished, although I'm super excited to use them in my generic Ariadna army. But if I can focus on this right here, it's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Well, I don't need the dismount. I don't have to take the dismount. So if I drop the dismount from the painting queue for right now, I could get this playable with 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12 miniatures. And it's the 27th today? 12 miniatures in 4 days? 3 miniatures a day? I could probably do that. We'll see. So there you have it, my on the painting table for this week. This was, how many miniatures did I get painted this week? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus a bunch for roadkill. I painted probably 10 or 20 miniatures this week, plus built a bunch of them and painted, you know, got some more airbrushed and stuff like that too. So I felt pretty good about it. I don't like being off track on projects, especially if I have like a plan for what I want to get done. I always feel like I'm needing to finish something else and it bugs me. So I do want to try and get this Ariadna stuff done. Hopefully this compromise of getting a playable USAriadna force appeases people that, you know, heard my challenge in my last little painting thing. And yeah, I can actually get it cranked out. Now, unfortunately, I've got the guys at Lords of War telling me that they're going to get the starter set for Malifaux next week. And Crispy and Chris wants to come down, show off the box, do a review video, crack it open and get it painted and play some games. That's only 4 miniatures though, and hopefully it doesn't show up in their store until after I've got this USAriadna stuff done, so it doesn't derail me again. But that's the last like impending like, hey, people are saying, hey, let's do a thing and do it in a short time period thing that comes up. But who am I kidding? It's something else that's going to come up again too. So thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed my On the Painting Table for this week. Until next week, I'm Ash. Happy wargaming.